Hello and welcome back to my video blog. So I'm getting a question quite often about whether or not, with the market continually going up and up, are we in a real estate bubble? So I'd like to address that today because I think it's a valid question and it's on a lot of people's minds. What I'd like to do is go back about 10, 12 years when we had the last real estate recession and what caused that last bubble. Because I think those factors are certainly things that could lead to another one. So there's three things, and there's been many, but three that I just picked out that I think make the most difference. First, obviously, was the very, very loose lending standards and the poor lending products that were available in 2006. Government made an initiative, hey, people should be able to own a house. They lowered their standards on even if you have bad credit, we don't really need to see how much you make, we don't really care how much you owe, let's just get this person a loan and put them in a house. Then the loan products were poor because they might be interest-only loans that would reset at a higher rate in a year or two, become due and have to refinance. So those loose lending standards help people buy homes that maybe shouldn't, or it increased the number of speculators because you could buy a house with not much money, cheap loan, and if prices kept going up, you could flip it and make money. Well, we all know how that ended up. Okay, it didn't end up very well. The second would obviously be supply of homes. If I look back, there were major home builders here in the area building subdivisions. There were people selling, and I just looked at some of the sales and active properties from that time. So if I go back to 2006 in July, in our general county area, we had about 219 home sales. Active listings in San Luis Obispo. We had 200, if we just take San Luis Obispo, 11 years ago, 2006, 219 active listings. We've been nowhere near that since this last month, end of July, 90. So we had maybe half as many homes or a third as many homes available as we had back then. So the supply. That supply was also dictated by those builders, and then people just wanting to put their homes on the market and starting to see a sense. So you've got loose lending, poor loan products, you have a supply issue, and then lastly, those speculators did make a difference by going ahead and purchasing homes just to buy and flip, and then when they had to sell, that provided a glut of homes on the market. So now we fast forward, we've had 10 plus years of very stringent lending practices. We have more people paying cash. So anybody who owns a house now is in good standing. We have a much lower supply, as I said. So what could lead to a bubble? That would be the question now. If interest rates were to take a big jump up, that would mean we'd probably have a slowdown in prices and would probably affect prices negatively. If more homes suddenly came online, are there more builders in play? Yes, there's more subdivisions being planned. They're getting approved maybe faster than they have been in the past. That could affect our home prices. And then lastly, and the big one, the big unknown in my opinion, real estate's solid, but if something goes wrong in, for example, the car industry, I think there's a lot of subprime loans there. That could affect people. Some economic factor outside of what controls in real estate can affect the general economy. It could affect us. But for now, real estate seems to be on a very solid footing. We have a low supply of homes, a solid demand, and no sign of increasing supply of homes. So hopefully that'll settle you at ease a little bit. We'll come back here in 6 to 8 months and see how right I was. But for now, I don't see a bubble anywhere in sight. If you have questions about how this affects you specifically, certainly call us anytime. We're here to answer those questions. Thank you for taking the time and have a great day.